Hello. This weekend I will be at the annual meeting of the Montreal Ottawa Conference. And one of the topic that will be addressed during this meeting is the document for complete rethinking of the United Church. The document that was produced by the Comprehensive Review Task Group, and the document called Fishing on the Other Side. Very interesting. It's not a proposal, it's a document, it's a working document. There was this huge consultation made across the United Church. Most of you took a leadership part in it, so thank you very much. And also from other consultation and other reality of our church, like looking at demographics, money. Unfortunately, we have to look at those things. We don't live in a bubble or a vacuum. So, and many things, this task group and produce this document, offer it to the church, read it, study it, give us our feedback. And very interesting, those feedbacks are, I don't know if I'm say surprising or not. There's a part that says we need to strengthen our local congregation or local ministries. One of the ID that is suggested is said, well, the buildings that legally belong to the United Church of Canada and are kept in trust by the congregation. That's why congregation have trustees. Well, the buildings should be given to the congregation and they should do whatever they want to do with it. And if they want to sell their building and keep the money, so be it. Suggestion like that. And that people are very delighted, and national or other authority should not tell us what to do with our assets, and very well received. There was a part also about the national church, what should be the national church, and it seems that national church maybe could be smaller, not necessarily doing as much as equipping the people, writing program and helping with the different, and be kind of a resource. And that people seems to be okay with that. What does not seem to fly at all is through a series of change and reattribution, Presbyterian Conference could disappear, and the job that is done at Presbyterian Conference would go in other body and the other structure. If you haven't read the document, please read it. And that does not fly at all for many people. And it's very interesting because for the common folk in our congregation, presbytery is often perceived as the bad guy. We cannot do that because presbytery will not allow that, or presbytery come to check us out, or presbytery this, presbytery that. It's often something we hear. It's not about is it right or is it wrong. It's something we hear. And conference people have a very vague idea what conference does. That's where the ordained people and the white majority, that's about it, they know. But still people are attached to this four-court structure. And it's very interesting because those four-court structure was made at the time of the Union, and they came up after a very long negotiation between the Presbyterian, the Methodist, the Congregationalist, and there was a lot of negotiation, hard negotiation, and probably, I'm not a church historian in that specialist of the history of the United Church and the Union itself, but usually in those negotiations is nobody really ends up with what they want, but everybody can live with it. I'm sure if you ask the Congregationalists, do you like this court? Many would, the fourth court structure, many would say, nah, not sure, but hey, that's the best we can have. So let's move forward and let's see how it works. And 3 generations later, we would say almost 90 years later, we're so used to that structure that it's almost like we cannot see beyond that structure. It's so natural. It's so such a given that any kind of suggestion, it's meeting some resistance. The reality is, many people have told us, status quo is not sustainable. It's not like we're moved past that, it's not desirable, it's not sustainable. And we have difficult choice to make. We have difficult decision to make. And yes, it will be highly uncomfortable for many of us to see those change, and because it will not be exactly this united church of ours that we have grown up with, or we have come to love, that we have been involved in this committee, that committee. Unfortunately, some of those structures, some of those committees, some of those things we think are normal will have to disappear. The good news is we have the choice. We have the choice. It's starting to get late, but we still have the choice to decide, what do we need now in this 21st century? We had this structure, this way of being the church that came not from the previous century, not from the 20th, but from the 19th century, that work for us very well. But now the question is, what do we need today, with today's reality, today's challenges? And that's, I hope, many people will keep having this congregation, this conversation in their congregation, in their presbytery, in their conferences, and wherever they meet. What do we need today? It's difficult. It's difficult because sometimes we said, oh, we used to do that when I was younger, let's do it again. And some people will have to be honest and brave enough to say, that was good, but no more. We don't need this anymore. And that's my wish for you this week and for the next few weeks, regardless if you will read and work on this document, or whatever else you will do in God's church, this united church of ours. Keep that in your mind. What do we need today? What does the world need today? What the communities we are serving needs today? What the people, what do they need today? Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.